Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing great. Man, I really wanted to get on here and talk to you guys and kind of really just share my knowledge and my experience. Like, everybody's hurting, everybody's suffering. The jobs that have been come to a halt right now, and now everybody's fighting for their job. I know Wisconsin was like mad that they shut down so many jobs, and then people were saying like, yo, Wisconsin voted Biden, like the state was blue. Like, people say that the vote was, rigged, and I guess we'll truly like never know what happened, because politics, I'm just going to be my own opinion. I just think that, politics are crooked sometimes. I'm not saying all politicians are crooked, but I feel like sometimes there is some crooked people out there doing some crooked, shady things, and it's a heart condition, and I say this all the time. And actually, I was talking to my cousin about it the other day, and he recited some Hebrew verses about how us humans, we know good from bad. And I was asking him, like, how do I know if it's God speaking to my heart? And that's how I know. Either it's good or it's bad. And if it's bad, it's evil. If it's good, it's of God. And so I'm kind of like living my life like that, my entire life like that. But this is what I do know about, as far as like fracking and the, drilling and all that stuff being pulled out of the ground, fossil fuels. So let me just tell you a quick little story, and that's really what I want to get on here and tell you guys, just the knowledge of my quick little story. And so when I very first got into the industry welding, I actually worked for a place called Rescar. And what we did was we specialized in repairing derailed tank cars. Now, these tank cars went anywhere from, they had all kinds of commodity traveled in these cars, anywhere from beer to oil to tar to any kind of liquid, that could really be stuffed into a car. I mean, pig guts, any kind of thing that could be put in that rail car was being put in those rail cars. I mean, there's times we'd have to clean out, send the car over to the pressure thing and get it all cleaned out, steam cleaned out, because it was so dirty from the commodity that was actually in the car. And I've actually had to go down in those cars and cut out heater coils for the change of service, because then it was now carrying a cold product. There's hot products that they have steam heater coils in them rail cars where they heat it up to push it out the bottom, outlet. And so one thing I did learn, my very first welding job, I was about 19 years old. I was working for Rescar, and I wasn't quite welding. I was actually a switch man. I was throwing switches for the locomotive driver, and the locomotive driver would always pull in the cars off the track. Well, when he pulled these cars in off the track, certain cars were carrying poly oil, and I didn't know what poly oil was, but he took me into this room where he had all these little samples of, like, way back, I mean, probably to the 70s, of these little poly oil things, and they're testing all these poly oils coming out of these cars. Well, he asked me, do you know what poly oil is? And I said, no, I have no idea. Well, he explained to me how poly oil is the creation of so many different substance, like things that you can put together. Plastic, rubber, so many things consist of using the poly oil that we frack. And I mean, it's been traveling from the rail cars, since I was 19. So for the past 17 years, 18 years, I've known about this poly oil being traveled across state to state, because people need that poly oil to make all their products. And so I know for a fact that poly oil is probably was the change of the future. When we started fracking and we started pulling oil and stuff out of the ground, it's what we call, it's when we introduced the future of the world. Fracking was the future of the world. We're pulling oil and gas out of the ground to create the combustible engine was the future for this world. Now everybody's looking at alternative fuels. My father as well invests into the blue stocks, the blue energy stocks. It's just wild to know what kind of alternative power they're trying to use. Hydrogen, all kinds of different things that they're trying to eliminate our environment damage to go to these, these other synthetic or whatever it is they're going to be using. And, my personal take, 17 years in the trade, welding pipe, and just welding and oil and gas for the last 12. I mean, this is all I've ever built my life on, is welding and oil and gas. When I broke out, I had it set in the rest of my mind. It's what I wanted to do until, I had something else in mind to do. And y'all know for a fact I want to start my school. I want to get the school off the ground and running. I've been teaching. I've been doing that just to get my feet wet and my hands idled into teaching, And so I'm passionate about still carrying this trade on and sharing it and teaching it. But at the same time, I don't see it going anywhere. yeah, a lot of jobs are lost right now, but do believe that these people are going to be crying out for help, and they're going to do all they can to realistically get their jobs back. Now, I honestly feel like, and this is just my opinions, it's nothing factual. I haven't looked up anything. I've read a lot of stuff, but you got to fact check your stuff. So fact check your stuff and know if it's real or not, because there's a lot of false information out there, and people are misled every day into believing false things. So know the facts, know the truth, and go after what you believe in your heart. These are just things I feel in my heart. I feel like the combustible system will never go anywhere. Maybe, I just don't see it. Mining for coal, having steam engines, I don't really see oil and drilling and fossil fuels going away in my lifetime, my existence, or my kids, maybe my great-great-grandkids, they'll see blue energy. I mean, who knows? It could come to fruition, and it could come to life, and it could be thriving, but I honestly feel like 90% of the population of the world cannot switch over to a different fuel, it's going to be pricey, it's going to be expensive, and it's going to be difficult for so many people. And so I feel for you guys out of your jobs. I'm sorry, man, it sucks. The oil field came crashing down. It's for real. But you know what? I'm a firm believer, and I've seen it many times. It's a roller coaster, guys. It's up and down, and you gotta be a surfer, man. You gotta know how to ride those waves, and you gotta know how to catch that tide and ride it in. And when times are happening like this, people are scrambling for work because they didn't save, they didn't plan. Save everything you have. Plan for your future, because guess what? Something like this happens, and you're gonna be left high and dry with no job. You're gonna have to sell your business, and you're gonna have to go live with family, and you're gonna have to do everything you can just to keep food on the table for your kids. So, just from me to you guys, I care about you. I love you. I genuinely and truly pray for my fan base. Every day I get up, when I pray, I pray for those people, man. I pray that they get where they want to go, and that God would lead them to where they need to be. And so that's just it. People that seek me out for my services, I never force on anybody. It's all on you. I'm not going to keep pressing it. I'm just going to let you know when they are. And if you're able to attend it, I'm honored, and I want to teach you. And I don't do it for the money, man. I do it for you guys. It's all about for you guys. You guys are going to go on. You're going to continue to make hundreds of thousands of fucking dollars. So sorry about my language. It's real, man. There's a lot of money out here to be made, and you got to learn how to make it, because if you don't go out there and go after it, you're spinning your wheels, and you're not going anywhere. You're just staying in the same spot, and guess what? You'll dig your grave right there, spinning your wheels. So go after your dreams, man. On the post I shared the other day of Dwayne about working 8 hours, like, some people only work 8 hours and they're tired and they got to go home and they got to rest. I wasn't trying to knock anybody. I'm just saying, try to be motivated and inspired, because maybe sometimes you're not inspired. Maybe your job's pulling you down, sucking you down, draining you, and not really pumping you up and giving you that kind of motivation you need. So, like Eminem said, you got to reach down inside. You got to pull that motivation out. All right, guys. I love you. It's time to get after this workshop. I'm out. Peace.